Hey YouTube, yugiohmarketman here. Happy Sunday to you guys. I'm coming to you guys with another Decks for Dummies. This is just a fun one that I've been playing around with, and I had some extra time today, so I figured I might as well put it on video for you guys on here on YouTube and stuff, whatever. So first of all, this is a very weird deck. It's basically three decks mushed into one, and it's really weird. It's got some small inconsistencies, um, but it does run very well otherwise. And I'll just tell you guys, it's 45 cards, it's 25 monsters, 20 spells, no traps. Um, Side deck, you run 3 spells, 3 traps, and what would that be, 9 monsters? Yeah. Alright, so this is a Norleras, I believe. Yeah, Norleras, the Sky Scorch thingy. Um, this is the Norleras deck, so um, it's really weird. People don't expect to see this mesh of cards, but it does work. There are times that it can really like shit on you, just like Monarchs. They play a bunch of high-level monsters. That deck will shit on you, and most of the time you'll have a decent hand, but you might have those times that you can run into like 5 or 6 Monarchs in your opening hand, and you're just kind of going like, what the hell am I supposed to do with this? But with this deck, it's not single sack, it's double sack monsters and stuff like that, and you have, let's see, 14 high level monsters in here. So, yeah, it's going to come out a little bit more often, but you have ways to get out of it. So, okay. It's got some fairy engine, it's got some of the dark world engine, it's got some other stuff. So, 3 Grapha, 2 snow, and 2 beige, and I'll explain why there's 3 Grapha instead of like 3 of the other things. 1 Gores, 2 Trag, 2 Christia, 2 Hyperion, 2 Jupiter, and 2 Earth. And the reason why I'm playing Jupiter is because I'm not playing the Shine Ball crap, because that's going into an actual fairy deck. This is just a light and dark base deck that happens to run 10, 11 fairies or something like that. 2 Gillen Duo, because that's like your Spirit Reaper on legs, I guess. 1 Honest, duh. 2 Norleras, 1 Chaos Sorcerer, and 1 Blackluster Soldier. That's a duh. And I'm only playing 2 Norleras because it's too iffy to play 3. Um, and you do play more fairies than you do fiends, but that's because the fairies can be faster and they're better for the deck. Um, Spells, you got Reborn, Dark Hole, Heavy, Bait Doll, and the reason why I'm playing Bait Doll is because I don't have enough room for 3 spaces, and back rolls hurt the shit out of this deck. So Bait Doll is just a basically continuous MST that goes back to your deck, so it's pretty good. Allure, duh. Monster Incarnation, that's just to get the big monster out of your hand that you don't want and get a monster from your grave that you do want. 2 Gates of Dark World, I tried it with 3, it was too many, and I tried it with 1 and I never saw it. Same with 2 Dark World Dealings, the same concept with the gates. And that's also the same with Valhalla, Hall of the Fallen. If you guys don't know what it does, it's a continuous spell card. Once per turn, if you control no monsters, you can special summon 1 fairy type monster from your hand. So that's pretty good. I've had times where I've had 2 Valhallas on the field, and I was playing this one guy actually like about a half hour ago, and the guy was playing like hero crap with the mask stuff and like mask change, and he had Grand Mole, and I knew he had Grand Mole because he was bouncing my Christia, and I had 1 Valhalla on the field. I figured, well, okay, main phase 2, I'll play the second Valhalla and re-special summon my Christia. And we had like a stalemate thing going on for like the next 2 or 3 turns. And that was, I had like, I think 900 or 1,000 life left, and he finally drew to a monster that would help him, and he ended up beating me, but whatever. but I was just sitting there with only a Christian, so whatever. 3 trade in because you're running um, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 level 8 monsters, so trade in is a good choice. 2 Upstart Goblin and 2 1-day apiece. The reason being 2 of each is because normally I would be playing 3 Upstart, but you don't want your opponent to gain too much life points, and you're going to be probably paying for Norleras. So, you know, and 2 1-day apiece. The reason why I bumped this up to 2 instead of keeping it at 1 is because you take no damage, so it's pretty good. And you're playing 1 monster gate because it's not like reasoning where your opponent can guess and you get kind of screwed out of the monster. But monster gate basically says, let me dump all these other stupid cards that we don't need for the next few turns into the grave, and let's get this big beefy bitch out on the field. Even if it's just a special summon of an Earth so I can synchro, that's fine. Side deck, you're playing a 3rd Valhalla and a 3rd Dark World Dealings, just in case you need them. And you're playing Foolish to get that Grapha or like the Jupiter or the Earth or whatever you need in the grave for Hyperion or, Dark World stuff. And to fuel it for Norleras. And just a quick little note, Norleras is not your only win condition. You've got like 6 win conditions in this deck, so you don't need to worry about just using Norleras. Your traps that you run in your side deck are 3 Royal Decrees because back rows suck ass, um, and they completely screw up the deck. If your opponent is playing heroes or any kind of deck that plays a lot of back rows, like trap-wise, you need to side in the Royal Decrees and forget about some of your draws or some of your monsters because otherwise you just can't do shit with this deck. The monsters you would side in are Splendid Venus for certain occasions where your opponent is running basically like a Dark World deck or something. You can go for Splendid Venus and they cannot get over your Splendid Venus unless they Grapha. Like, if they discard their Grapha, then they can get over it, or if they Dark Hole. But other than that, they can't get rid of Splendid Venus. Um, 1 Majestic Mech Goryu. This is mostly for burn decks and shit like that, because they get this deck a problem. And this is for any time where your opponent's feeling threatened and they like to sit behind some back rows and some face down monsters. You just go Valhalla, special up the Goryu, and boom, you can deal some pierce damage. And the really awesome thing about Goryu is you can tribute it by 1 monster if you choose to. If you can't Valhalla it to the field. And it's a level 8, same with Splendid Venus, so you can ditch them both for trade-in. That's not the case with Guardian Angel Joan though. I am playing one of those in the side deck because you can get hit for a lot of damage at times, and you will want to go Valhalla for the Guardian Angel Joan. And the other upside to Joan is you play a Reborn, so you can get back Glow Up Bulb, Spore, whatever, and you can go into a Stardust or Scrap Dragon or whatever the hell you need at that point. So there's ups and downs to that card, but I like it. Then in the side deck, you're playing 2 Lila and 2 Raikou, just so you can get stuff in the grave and do some stuff. And get rid of those back rows. Definitely need to get rid of the back rows. 1 Asura Priest, just for that random trolley time when your opponent's playing like Junk Doppel or something, and you got a bunch of little critter monsters on the field. You can just go summon Asura Priest, attack, activate Honest, attack, 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 and deal a shitload of damage, so pretty good. And 1 Hecatrice, or Hecatrice, whatever the hell the name of this thing is. You discard it to grab a Valhalla from your deck to your hand. You only side that in if you side in the 3rd Valhalla. Other than that, you keep it in the side deck. Extra deck, it's basically just standard stuff. Cataster, Librarian, Android, Brio, Gaia Knight, Gravity Warrior, which I'll be doing a card review on that pretty soon. Ancient Fairy, Black Rose, Arcanite because you run Chaos Sorcerer, Dark Highlander, Thought Ruler, Scrap Dragon, Stardust, Trish, and Decisive Armor. That's it. Peace out, YouTube.